Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. A few years ago, a live-action Canadian film from the 80s was remade as an animated children's film titled Snowtime. And now the characters have returned for a sequel with more winter adventures. This is Racetime. If you recall my review of Snowtime from a few years ago, I did not think much of it. I thought it had some odd tonal shifts that did not really work, and I also wondered if something had been lost in translation, as I watched this Quebec-made French language animated film dubbed. I do think Racetime is an improvement in a number of ways. The story is stronger this time around, as it focuses on a sled race, and that leads to a message celebrating creativity. The animation has also been given an upgrade, allowing for more facial expressions on the characters, and the camera swoops and turns during the racing scenes. The physical comedy also gets a few laughs, mainly courtesy of these children dressed head to toe in bulky winter clothes who wobble about in the background. The dub also felt stronger in this sequel, although I did have one major problem that did affect my enjoyment of the movie. For some reason, they have the characters shout 3/4 of their dialogue, and it's not all that pleasant to listen to. The main villain, a boy who challenges the local smart kid to a race, also got on my nerves, although I guess if the intent was to hate him, it works. There are a few other subplots, including one involving a cute dog, and a crush that develops between two characters. These plots eventually connect, but I was not entirely engaged. And we get musical numbers that don't necessarily progress the story in a major way. With that said, I have to remember this is a children's movie, and for the target audience, it's probably a passable viewing. There's just not a whole lot here for older viewers. But if you saw and liked Snowtime, I think Racetime will probably work for you, as it's a harmless, if rather thin, entertainment for the younger set. Next up, legendary comic actors Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy return to the big screen as we take a peek behind the curtain in Stan and Ollie. When it comes to comedic duos, Laurel and Hardy are definitely up there. Rather than giving a general overview of their life, Stan and Ollie focuses on them long after their heyday, when they were touring England. We really get a sense of how their partnerships start to crumble and their differences, and that creates a rather emotional dynamic throughout the course of the movie. What further helps elevate the film are the wonderful performances from Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly. It does not take very long to buy these two in the roles, and most importantly, when we see them in their onstage performances during the tour, they're legitimately funny. Director John S. Baird sprinkles a few extra physical comedy bits throughout the film that made me laugh. There's a particularly cute nod to their classic short, The Music Box. If you want to get a taste of what made Laurel and Hardy so brilliant, I highly recommend looking up that short on YouTube. And while Reilly has to act under a fat suit and prosthetic makeup, I forgot about that after a while. He's that good. The flashbacks of the two working in Hollywood also successfully brings us back to that time. I also have to mention Nina Arianda and Shirley Henderson, who have their own strong chemistry as their wives. The film shows how Laurel and Hardy's significant others were just as important, and we see their support and patience for them. While I'm sure the film does take some artistic liberties here and there in presenting the events, this is nonetheless a lovely ode to their legacy while also showing the cracks of their relationship. The movie is supposed to be expanding in the weeks ahead, so keep a lookout for it. Thanks for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.